Hey everyone, get ready for Incredibles, Then and Now 2025, packed with amazing stories of strength and triumph that will blow your mind. From fighters who conquered rare illnesses to pioneers who shattered limits, these stories show that anything is possible. Don't miss it. Watch now. Get ready to be amazed by extraordinary people. Then and Now 2025. These incredible tales of resilience, from those who overcame rare illnesses to individuals who broke every stereotype, will keep you hooked from start to finish. They prove that nothing is impossible. Watch now and experience the unstoppable power of the human spirit. Do you know someone who has conquered incredible challenges? Drop a 1 if yes, or 0 if no. Don't miss extraordinary people who overcame limits. Then and Now to uncover inspiring journeys, and be sure to subscribe to support us so we can keep bringing you more amazing stories. Michelle Kish's story goes beyond her appearance. She requires 24/7 medical care, with a nurse accompanying her to school and regularly taking her to the hospital for treatment. Despite these challenges, Michelle stands out as one of the happiest and most resilient people you'll ever meet. She dreams of becoming a pediatrician, hoping to use her personal experience to help others in need. Like any 20-year-old, Michelle longs to find true love, someone with long hair who truly understands her feelings. Despite countless obstacles, Michelle has grown into a smart, fun, and outgoing young woman. She enjoys playing the piano, playing games on her iPad, and spending time with her dog, Piper. Her energy and positivity are truly inspirational. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to be misjudged from childhood to adulthood? Michelle's journey was made even more poignant by the fact that her mother, Mary, was unaware of her daughter's condition throughout her pregnancy. Doctors noticed something was wrong with Michelle from the moment she was born. However, her rare condition was so unique that even they were baffled. Michelle Kish, a young woman, faced a huge challenge when she was diagnosed with Hallermann-Streiff syndrome, a rare genetic disorder. The syndrome affects 1 in 5 million people, and doctors and her family were not sure what would happen to her in the future. Michelle's condition was unique and severe, as she exhibited 26 of the 28 symptoms of the syndrome, including facial deformities, a beak-shaped nose, a receding chin, cataracts, a high forehead, brittle bones, dwarfism, chronic lung disease, cardiomyopathy, hair loss, and many other health problems. Every day was a new challenge for Michelle, not only physically, but also mentally. However, despite facing devastating health uncertainties, Michelle always overcame all difficulties with extraordinary strength. She went through countless hospital visits to the point where it became her second home, although her family was always there to care and love her. They could not help but feel anxious about the future when no one could predict what would happen to Michelle. However, with an optimistic and resilient spirit, Michelle continued to live a meaningful life, proving that mental strength and perseverance can help overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges. Moving on to Patrick Deuel. Have you ever faced a problem that seemed too big to overcome, like there was no way out? For Patrick, this was not just a thought, but a reality. At his peak weight of 1,071 lbs, about 486 kilos, he became one of the heaviest men in history. But behind the numbers and the headlines was a man fighting to reclaim his life in a body that no longer fit him. Patrick wasn't always like this. He grew up in Grand Island, Nebraska, had a normal childhood, and earned the prestigious Eagle Scout title. After high school, he went to college and worked as a restaurant manager, a job that involved struggles with food that contributed to his uncontrollable weight gain. The struggles often started quietly, almost unnoticed, until they became life-threatening. For 5 years, Patrick lived in a room with no fresh air, unable to leave. When Patrick needed urgent medical attention, moving him was an impossible task. His house was not designed for someone his size. Half of it had to be torn down to get him out. A regular ambulance couldn't use it. They had to bring in a special truck from out of state, equipped with wider doors and a winch system to transport him. But the real problem wasn't just transportation. It was his health. Heart failure, diabetes, high blood pressure, pneumonia, arthritis. His body was failing. Doctors bluntly warned him that if he didn't act, Patrick would not survive. He made a brave decision: fight. Patrick underwent gastric bypass surgery and followed a strict 120-calorie-a-day diet. His transformation was remarkable. He lost more than 550 lbs, and for the first time in years, he saw hope. "I didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel," he recently said. Patrick's journey is a testament to the power of will and determination to change his life. Not all records are about speed, strength, or endurance. Some people make history simply by embracing who they are, like Mikel Ruffinelli, the woman with the world's widest hips, measuring a whopping 8 feet in circumference. What's more remarkable is that she's only 5'4" tall with a 40-inch waist, proving that the human body can take on extraordinary shapes. What sets Miguel apart is her confidence in accepting her body and breaking societal expectations of beauty and size. She shows that true beauty exists in all shapes and sizes, inspiring many. Her journey was not planned. At age 20, she was an average woman weighing around 180 lbs. But after having her first child at age 22, her body began to change. With each pregnancy, her hips widened, she gained weight, and she soon realized that she had a body like no other. Doctors suspected she might have lymphedema, a rare condition that causes excess fat to accumulate in certain areas of the body. But the real challenge isn't just existing in that unique body, but living it to the fullest. While many people struggle with body image, Miguel embraces her shape with confidence. She has gone from feeling self-conscious about her appearance to loving herself. Do you have a story about someone you know who overcame adversity to do extraordinary things? Leave a comment with your thoughts, or a comment with your thoughts on number 5. Explore the inspiring journeys in extraordinary people, past and present. And remember to subscribe to see more heartwarming stories. As a plus-size model, Mikel is not afraid to show off her curves, becoming an active advocate for the self-love movement. What does true confidence mean? Is it conforming to standards or being yourself without apology? Living with 100-inch hips presents many daily challenges. Getting through doorways is a struggle. Regular chairs don't fit, so she uses reinforced furniture. Sleeping requires adjustments, too, with a 7-foot bed. Driving a small car is out of the question, so she uses a van. Despite these struggles, Mikel has the unwavering support of her husband, Reggie Brooks, who loves her for who she is. This proves that true confidence comes from fully accepting yourself, regardless of what others think. Her story is an inspiration to anyone who is trying to love themselves. Asha Mandela's story is about more than her incredible hair. It is a testament to her spirit, resilience, and connection to something greater than herself. For more than 4 decades, she has dedicated herself to caring for and maintaining her hair, turning it into a symbol of personal transformation and spiritual awakening. When she moved to the United States from Trinidad and Tobago, Asha's decision to grow her hair long was not just a fashion choice, but a profound expression of her identity and journey of self-discovery. Asha affectionately calls her hair her cobra child, an endearment for her long, luscious locks. For her, her hair is more than just a physical feature. It's an integral part of who she is. But imagine the challenges that come with such hair. Asha's hair weighs 42 pounds, putting a lot of strain on her neck. Washing it requires 6 bottles of shampoo and 2 days of drying time, despite the curiosity of those around her about hygiene. Managing her legendary locks is a commitment Asha shares with her husband, Emmanuel C.H., a professional hairstylist from Kenya, who helps care for her extraordinary locks. At over 110 feet long, Asha's hair is longer than a school bus, spanning across a room, down a flight of stairs, and requires a special system to dry and carry. For Asha, her hair is more than just a world record. It's a spiritual journey, a lifelong commitment, and the core of her identity. The extraordinary life of Sultan Kosen is a testament to the power of the human spirit in the face of great challenges. At an astonishing 8 feet 2.8 inches, about 2.51 meters, Sultan is the tallest living man on Earth, holding the Guinness World Record. But his remarkable height is more than just a physical trait. It is a symbol of resilience and perseverance in the face of adversity. Born in a small village in Turkey, Sultan was a normal child until a pituitary tumor caused him to develop gigantism, a condition that caused his body to grow uncontrollably. By his teenage years, he had grown taller than most adults, and daily life became a constant battle against the limits of his body. This condition, combined with acromegaly, an increase in growth hormone in adulthood, left him with a host of health problems, including joint pain, vision problems, and the need to use crutches to get around. Living as the tallest person in the room isn't as glamorous as many people think. For Sultan, basic tasks like finding clothes that fit, shoes that fit, or even getting into a car can be a challenge, but he refuses to let his condition define him. Sultan uses his height as a source of strength, assisting his family with everyday tasks like changing light bulbs, reaching high shelves, and hanging curtains, demonstrating an incredible ability to adapt. In 2009, Sultan's fame skyrocketed when he was officially recognized as the world's tallest man by Guinness World Records, measuring 246.4 meters, 8 ft 1 tall, surpassing the previous record holder Bao Shishun. This recognition brought him global attention, and he began to travel the world, meeting people from all walks of life. One of his most memorable moments was his meeting with Chandra Bahadur Dangi, the shortest man ever recorded in London in 2014, creating a historic meeting of 2 extremes of humanity. However, fame also comes with challenges. Sultan's rapidly growing body took a toll on his health, with problems including high blood pressure, joint damage, and heart disease. In 2010, he underwent advanced gamma knife surgery at the University of Virginia School of Medicine to halt the growth of his pituitary tumor and stabilize his condition. By March 2012, doctors confirmed the surgery was successful, stopping his growth at 251 centimeters, 8 ft 2.82 in. Sultan's story is a reminder that true greatness is not measured by size, but by the ability to overcome seemingly impossible obstacles and keep going. Moving on to Kim Goodman. Have you ever witnessed a feat so bizarre that it made you question reality? Some people can bend their fingers backwards or pick their ears, but what if you could make your eyeballs pop out at will? It sounds impossible, but that's exactly what Kim Goodman, a woman from Chicago, has done. She holds the Guinness World Record for the most bulging eyeballs, with an incredible bulge of 0.47 inches, about 12 millimeter. Her eyeballs actually protrude from their sockets, a sight so shocking that it has to be seen to be believed. Kim's extraordinary ability began unexpectedly. One day, she hit her head, and instead of swelling or bruising, her eyeballs started popping out farther than usual. Although she was initially terrified, she soon realized that she could control the movement. Since then, Kim has been able to make her eyes pop out at will, whether when she laughs or yawns. Imagine waking up one day and discovering that she has a rare talent that no one else has. This unique ability quickly made Kim a global phenomenon, appearing on television shows and literally wowing audiences with her eyes-popping-out talent. She was honored in the top 10 Guinness World Records achievements on the occasion of the organization's 50th anniversary, a record that is not often encountered. Kim's talent has also penetrated popular culture, from television shows, documentaries to viral videos, attracting the curiosity of global audiences. Jyoti Amge's story is a testament to resilience and the power of overcoming expectations. Born on December 16, 1993, in Nagpur, India, Jyoti's childhood seemed normal until she stopped growing at the age of 5. Diagnosed with osteodysplastic primordial dwarfism, a rare and severe form of dwarfism, Jyoti's future faced challenges few could have imagined. She would never grow taller than a certain height, but instead of letting the condition define her, Jyoti turned it into motivation. At the age of 4, Jyoti started school, facing daily challenges such as needing special furniture to fit into her classroom. Her spirit was undaunted, however. Jyoti dreamed of traveling the world and soon achieved it by breaking the record for the shortest living woman, measuring 24 inches, 61.95 centimeters. But that was just the beginning. Her passion for acting took her further, appearing on the popular Indian reality show Big Boss, and later landing the role of Ma Petite in the Hollywood series American Horror Story Asylum. Jyoti has met other record holders, including Chandra Bahadur Dangi, the shortest man in history, in 2014. Remarkably, at 62.8 centimeters at the age of 18, Jyoti was taller than another person for the first time, a milestone that carried great significance. It was not just a number, but a symbol of refusing to be defined by size. Jyoti overcame her condition, breaking all expectations, becoming a global symbol of resilience. Tom Staniford's journey is a story of defiance and indomitable spirit. Not only is he an accomplished Paralympic cyclist, a legal scholar, or a relentless athlete, Tom is one of only 8 people in the world diagnosed with mandibuloacral dysplasia with type B lipodystrophy, MDP, a rare condition that has baffled doctors for years. With no clear diagnosis for so long, Tom faced uncertainty about his body. It wasn't until researchers at the University of Exeter mapped his genes that they discovered the mutation in the P gene that caused the condition. The discovery was a milestone, but for Tom, a name wasn't the end goal. "I'm unique like everyone else," he says. Tom's body doesn't store fat under the skin like a normal person, but acts as if he's obese, leading to type 2 diabetes. He also has a connective tissue disorder that makes his ankles almost immobile, along with low testosterone and mild hearing loss. These conditions make professional cycling seemingly impossible, but Tom refuses to accept defeat. In 2011, Tom became the British Paralympic cycling champion, beating many competitors with his determination to push his physical limits. He turned training into a science experiment, perfecting his diet, endurance, and recovery to achieve peak performance. "Spending so much time on the bike, I used it to heal myself," he says. "Every race was a battle, and every victory a testament to the fact that limits only exist if you accept them." In 2013, genetic testing revealed a mutation in the PIK3CA gene, a condition so rare it has no name. But Tom continued to seek new challenges. Mandy Sellars' story is a testament to resilience in the face of adversity. Born in 1975 in Lancaster, England, Mandy was not a normal child. From birth, her legs and feet grew at an abnormal and uncontrolled rate. Doctors were baffled, suspecting that she had Proteus syndrome, a rare disorder associated with Joseph Merrick, or an even rarer condition, later identified as a mutation in the PK3CA gene, similar to Tom Staniford. At age 7, doctors doubted she would survive and recommended amputation, but her mother refused, believing that Mandy deserved a chance at a normal life. Mandy not only survived, she thrived. Despite her legs growing to unusual sizes, she faced life with determination, refusing to let her condition limit her. Overcoming countless obstacles, Mandy became a symbol of resilience, proving that with a strong will, even the biggest challenges can be overcome. She graduated from university, lived independently, and became a motivational speaker, appearing on shows like Good Morning Britain to share her journey, showing that the human spirit can reshape what is considered possible. Brahim Takioullah has become one of the tallest people on the planet, standing at 246.5 cm, 8 ft 1 in. But it's not just his height that makes him stand out, it's his enormous legs. When Guinness World Records came to measure him, the results were staggering. His left leg measured 38.1 centimeters, and his right leg measured 37.5 centimeters, officially making him the world's largest. However, having record-breaking legs has not only put him in the spotlight, but also comes with its own set of challenges. Finding shoes for Brahim is nearly impossible, with custom-made shoes costing up to €3,500, €5,270. Simple tasks like getting into a taxi, walking through a doorway, or standing upright in a room have become daily challenges. He can't stand up straight in the small apartment in the Paris suburbs where he lives with his mother, and often attracts attention when he moves. But Brahim maintains a cheerful demeanor, readily posing for photos and answering questions about his condition, acromegaly, a pituitary gland disorder that causes the body to produce too much growth hormone. Despite his continued hardships, Brahim has learned to adapt to a world not built for him. In 2006, he was taken to Paris by a French doctor for treatment, where a pituitary tumor was removed, returning his growth hormone levels to normal. He works at the St. Paul theme park near Beauvais, where people can take pictures with him. Brahim's story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, showing that even in the face of great obstacles, determination and adaptability can lead to greatness. Turning to Zhang Ruifang, a 101-year-old woman from China, Her story shows how aging can manifest in unexpected ways. As we age, wrinkles appear, hair turns gray, and joints begin to ache. But for Zhang, aging took on a completely different form. A few years ago, her family noticed a rough patch of skin on her forehead. It seemed harmless at first, but over time, the patch hardened, expanded, and eventually developed into two distinct horns. Things got even stranger when a second horn began growing on the opposite side of her forehead. Her family, especially her youngest son, who was in his 60s, were not too concerned at first, but as the first horn fully formed and a second one appeared, they couldn't help but wonder if their mother was becoming something more than human. Doctors diagnosed her with cutaneous horns, a rare condition caused by a buildup of keratin, the protein that forms hair, nails, and animal horns. Normally, the dermal horns are only a few millimeters long, but in Ruifang's case, they grew to an unusual size. Surgery can remove the horns, but it does not prevent them from growing back. Despite this, Zhang Ruifang lives on as a local legend. Some villagers consider her condition a symbol of wisdom, while others fear it as something unusual. Zhang Ruifang's resilience and acceptance of her uniqueness have made her a symbol of strength, challenging the limits of aging and medical knowledge. While her rare skin condition makes her an oddity, her indomitable spirit inspires many, showing that differences can be a source of strength. Her story offers a new perspective on how people deal with the unexplainable, much like the journey of a man in Indonesia who has battled another rare condition. Dede Koswara, known as Dede Koswara in the story, faces a tragic reality as his body grows like a tree, with skin growing and multiplying uncontrollably. He suffers from epidermodysplasia verruciformis, EV, also known as Lutz-Lewandowski syndrome, a rare genetic disorder caused by an uncontrolled HPV infection that results in wart-like tumors covering his entire body. These tumors weigh over 13 lbs, about 6 kg, weighing down his arms and legs, making even the simplest tasks an impossible challenge. The condition not only affects him physically, but also leaves him emotionally isolated. Dede's condition has had a profound impact on his personal life. After 10 years of marriage, his wife could no longer cope with the challenges of his illness and his inability to work or provide for their family. As a result, Dede became isolated, cut off from both his family and the outside world. His local community in Bandung, Indonesia, often viewed his condition as a curse, adding to the stigma he endured. However, Dede's story has attracted global attention, garnering sympathy and admiration from those who have witnessed his relentless battle. In 2008, Dede underwent groundbreaking surgery to remove more than 13 lbs of tumors, a turning point that was documented in the press and on shows like Discovery Channel's My Shocking Story. The results were miraculous. He could wear slippers, hold a pen, and even enjoy solving Sudoku puzzles. His fight wasn't over, however. The EV condition caused the tumors to recur, requiring him to undergo surgery twice a year to control the growth and prevent infection. Just 3 months before his death in 2016, Dede was hospitalized again. Doctors were amazed at his resilience, and while his physical strength had diminished, his indomitable spirit remained unshaken. Dede's sister recalled that in his final days, he was unable to speak or feed himself. Despite his physical weakness, he refused to give up and remained hopeful. Dede's perseverance is a testament to the indomitable spirit, proving that even in the face of seemingly impossible challenges, perseverance can prevail. His story is not just about fighting illness, but about the power of the human will, inspiring millions around the world. Moving on to the story of Edward Mordake, imagine a man with two faces, one in the front and one in the back of his head. The story may sound like something out of a horror movie, but for centuries the legend of Edward Mordake has intrigued and terrified listeners. However, there is no medical evidence, birth records, or reliable historical documents to confirm his existence. Historians today believe that the story may have been a shocking fabrication rather than a true event. Still, the legend of Edward Mordake has not faded. In 2014, the story was revived in the series American Horror Story, rekindling interest and bringing the legend back into the public imagination. Soon after, an image went viral on social media, claiming to be Edward's two-faced skull. But it turned out to be a papier-mâché sculpture created by a famous artist, inspired by the macabre tale. The most popular version of the legend holds that Edward was born in the late 19th century, with a second face on the back of his head. Unlike his conjoined twin, the face was non-functional. It could not speak, eat, or act independently. But legend has it that it could laugh, cry, and whisper horrible things to Edward in the dead of night. Haunted by this strange and terrifying presence, Edward is said to have begged doctors to remove the face, but when they refused, he took his own life at the age of 23. For more than a century, the story has blurred the line between fact and myth, raising the question, is it real, or is it just an urban legend designed to stir fear and curiosity? Nick Vujicic was born in 1982 in Australia, suffering from congenital tetra amelia syndrome that left him without arms or legs. Nick's childhood was filled with tears, being teased by friends, and facing feelings of despair. There were times when he thought of death as a way out. However, with the love of his family and extraordinary determination, Nick gradually learned to adapt to his special body. He practiced using his small left leg to type, shave, even play sports and surf. Not stopping there, he also graduated from university with a bachelor's degree in accounting and financial planning, marking the beginning of his special journey of inspiration. Nick has become one of the world's most famous motivational speakers. He has been to more than 60 countries, speaking to millions of people about faith, hope, and the meaning of life. His books, such as Life Without Limits, have changed the thinking of many people around the world. In addition to his successful career, Nick is also a husband, father, and founder of the organization Life Without Limbs, helping the global disabled community. His journey from a boy without limbs to an icon of courage has turned Nick Vujicic into a living testament to the power of will. An extraordinary person who has overcome seemingly impossible limits. Cody McCasland was born in 2001 in the United States with a rare congenital syndrome called sacral agenesis, which left him without leg bones. Right from birth, Cody had to undergo many major surgeries and had both legs amputated before he was 1 year old. However, instead of letting adversity defeat him, Cody chose to live a positive life and constantly strive to overcome his limits. With prosthetic legs, Cody began to walk, run, swim, and participate in sports like a real athlete. From a very young age, he demonstrated a never-give-up spirit and incredible determination that made everyone around him admire him. Cody did not simply overcome difficulties, but also continuously challenged himself in new areas. He became a para-athlete, participated in many athletics and swimming competitions, and won dozens of medals. Not only that, Cody also became an inspiration in the community, regularly appearing at events and hospitals to give confidence to people in similar situations. Now, as an adult, Cody continues to be a living testament to mental strength and a strong desire to live. Cody McCasland's journey is a miraculous story of a person who dared to dream, dared to act, and surpassed all his own limits. Stephen Hawking was born in 1942 in England and is one of the greatest theoretical physicists and cosmologists of the 20th century. At the age of 21, he was diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, a motor neuron disease that gradually causes him to lose control of his body. Doctors at that time predicted that he would only live a few more years. However, Hawking did not give up. Although he was confined to a wheelchair, unable to speak, and only communicated through computer devices, he continued to research, teach, and write books for more than 50 years after that. Stephen Hawking contributed revolutionary works on black holes, the theory of relativity, and the origin of the universe. His book, A Brief History of Time, became a global phenomenon, helping millions of people access knowledge of physics and the universe in an easy-to-understand way. In addition to science, Hawking is also a symbol of the spirit of overcoming adversity and the limitations of the body. He once said, "No matter how difficult life is, you can always do something and succeed." From a young man predicted to not live more than a few years, Stephen Hawking lived to the age of 76 and left an immortal mark in the history of science and humanity. The shortest man in the world, standing at just 54.6 centimeters, has etched his name into history and become a legend in the Guinness World Records. Born and raised in a remote village in Nepal, Chandra faced immense challenges due to primordial dwarfism, a rare genetic condition that caused him to remain small throughout his life. However, instead of letting his size define him, Chandra turned his uniqueness into a global legacy, proving that the true value of a person is not measured by their height, but by their spirit and determination. Although Chandra's fame attracted attention, not only in Nepal but also around the world, he still faced skepticism from some people who believed that his achievement was merely a gimmick to boost tourism. However, despite the criticism, Chandra remained steadfast in his mission to prove that a person's worth cannot be judged by their outward appearance, but by their character, self-respect, and indomitable spirit. Chandra's story continues to inspire people, reminding us that determination and self-esteem can overcome any physical limitations. Alex Zanardi was born in 1966 in Italy, was a Formula One racer and champion of the famous kart series. In 2001, in a terrible accident at a race in Germany, he lost both legs and almost lost his life. Doctors had to perform 15 surgeries to save his life. Everyone thought Zanardi's sports career was over. However, with extraordinary will, he not only recovered but also started a new journey, a journey that challenged all physical and mental limits. After the accident, Zanardi returned to racing on a specially designed racing bike for the disabled. He did not stop there. He switched to competing in handbikes and won 4 Paralympic gold medals at the Paralympic Games 2012 and 2016. His story not only inspired the sports world, but also touched the hearts of millions of people around the world. Despite another serious accident in 2020, Zanardi persevered in his recovery. He is a living symbol of the unyielding spirit, showing that physical loss cannot stop a soul full of ambition and passion. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and support us by subscribing to our channel. Your support helps us bring you more great stories. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to sharing more memorable moments with you.